Hi, I'm Mona Mehdi, principal of Orchids, the International School in Hyderabad. We have two more branches, one in Mumbai and one in Bangalore. I've been into the section of education for the last 18 years. So it's a long journey with education. And as an administrator, I have been here for the last 8 years. And I see that technology helps a lot when it comes to education.
So, how do you analyze the overall educational scenario from past 2 decades?
Yeah, being here in the 18 years, it's a big journey, as I said. And earlier when we were here as teachers, when we were working as teachers, it was a very different scenario where we had to do a lot of manual work. And of course, there were schools where we were having a strength of, say, 45 students in a class. So it used to be very tough for the teachers to do the upgradation of the marks and then calculation part. But with technology coming in, it has become so very comfortable. Because at a click you get the percentage, at a click you get the grading, and a lot many softwares which are there in the market, they help a lot. So our school is also having all those technology oriented things, which makes the working of the teacher, the administrator, all very comfortable.
So, can you name some of the unique technologies or the modern day technologies which you're using at your institute?
Yeah, we are having Next Education. We are using the software Next Education and ERP as well, which makes our work very, very comfortable. Our management is a huge management with under the name of K-12 Educational Society. We are working here, and they sitting in the head office, they can click and have a view of the number of students, the number of students present in a class, in any particular class, the fee defaulters or any dues which is there. So now it is not dependent on a person. You just click and you get the things. That's how it is.
And what are your views on right to education?
Oh, it is something which is important for everyone. Unfortunately, people are not taking it very positively. The reason are very obvious because suppose it's a international school and we want to have students from some other strata. It becomes a problem for the child, not basically for the school. So then in that case, the child suffers maybe, or maybe the child is under too much of peer pressure. So that's where I feel personally, for me, it is something very, very important, and we in our school, we are doing that. So we don't have any issues, but I have felt that people are not approaching to the so-called elite schools. So that is one thing which I'll tell you. People are themselves not approaching. They would like to be in some, say, middle-class schools. That is also one thing which is there in the system happening.
So, in near future, are you also focusing towards the higher education or the university level education?
Our management has plans. We do have junior colleges, not in the name under the name of Orchids International, but it is under the name of Gautam Model Schools. It's a chain of schools in Andhra Pradesh, and they are having the junior colleges. I'm not very sure about the plans of the management for higher education.
We talk about the international school. I mean, a lot of things are there, like the fees structure is very high. There is a very high, I mean, class people who come to those schools. So a person from a normal lower middle class family or a middle class family, it's very difficult for him to get his child get admission in those kind of international schools. So what do you think about this?
It's a really tough question and a tricky question as well. But one thing I'll tell you, when we talk about the fee structure, let me tell you one thing very clearly. People might feel that it's just the fee structure which is too high. The facilities, the amount of things which are provided to the student, they are, I mean, it's like a break-even kind of a thing. It's not that fee structure which is a huge profit with the schools meant. I don't agree to it because a lot many facilities are given. So I think it is justified. I'm not advocating any part of it, but I feel because we see into the PNL and we work on it, so we really don't find that there is a major difference. Because and in middle class schools, the thing is, I won't say the facilities are less. They are there, but the student-teacher ratio is also more. I told I have worked in schools which had 1:45. So you can well imagine 45 students in a class, and you're having 15 to 20 students in a class. So the amount of expenditure.
India is known for this enriched culture of Gurukul, which was predominant and wherein the students had to go the hardships of life, and then they get the chance of getting to the best colleges and schools or the Vidyapeeths. Now the international schools are providing air-conditioned buses, air-conditioned classrooms, and so many facilities. So, don't you think that the hardship and the is necessary to impart discipline in the lives?
See, this is a very debatable topic, and a lot of the onus lies on the parents as well. What kind of a life you are deciding to choose for your child? Like we have been born and brought up in a convent education system, and they're very tough, very tough. But I don't say that international curriculum or the international schools pamper a lot. The parents have such inhibitions that they don't want to pressurize the child, so they go for all these kind of international schools. So as I said, it's the parent and the child who need to decide where they want to. We still have Gurukul system. We still have some schools which are still focusing a lot on discipline. We do exist same I mean different kinds of school. It's the parents' choice to go ahead with the kind.
Most of the professions like doctor, engineers, and many others, which are more focused towards rendering services to the society, have this kind of criteria that the first 2 years of their professional life they have to stay in the rural areas. So, do you think the kind of environment these international schools are giving to the students, the kind of facilities, will they be able to cope up to the rural areas when they will be doctors, engineers, or scientists?
See, here I'll tell you one thing. I don't know how much people are aware of it, but we in all the international schools, we have something called social service as well. So we take our students to old age homes, we take them for the slum area survey, we make them spend some hours, and they are being graded for that also. So they are used to, they know that this kind of life is also there in the true world. So they are not living in an artificial world. They are aware of it, and later on, as they grow, when they are adults, their adaptability is more to the environment, so they adjust according to it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a pleasure having you here. And one last question: how was your overall experience with the summit?
See, my school has been awarded, so I have all good words, honestly speaking, and it was really an honor to be a part of the summit. We had our faculty members coming throughout. I was there yesterday, and I'm here today as well. I think this kind of summits give a lot of exposure, a lot of interaction to many people. Just now I met a couple of principals whom we had not met for last 1.5 years. So it was a wonderful platform. Yesterday after the award, when I came out, I met a number of people whom I had lost touch with because they were from every part of the country. So it was a wonderful association for me. I feel it was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a pleasure having you here with us. Thank you.